Welcome, I'm Ann Madio from Del Mar, New York, and I have some hints on how to make a knotted cord rosary. Knotted cords have been used to count prayers since the early Desert Fathers and throughout antiquity. Tradition tells us that the Blessed Mother brought the rosary in its current form to St. Dominic. By making a knotted cord rosary, you connect yourself to our Blessed Mother and an age-old Catholic tradition of rosary making. So let's begin. Here are some of the items that you'll need to make a knotted twine rosary. First, you'll need cord or twine. This roll will make 25 rosaries, plastic crucifixes, and jump rings. You can order them from rosaryparts.com. You'll also need scissors, scotch tape, matches or a lighter, and later a small pair of rosary pliers. And to make things really easy, the special knot tying tool. If you've never done this before, I suggest you cut a 10-foot piece of cord to practice with. First, either tape the end of the cord or singe it gently with a flame. Don't burn the end, just melt it together. I prefer to use the tape. Let's practice. Let's start with the Hail Mary knot. You'll start at the center of the twine. You'll put the twine on top of the tool and roll around the tool until it makes an X. And then you continue for 2 more inner turns. And then you'll feed all the twine through the opening on the bottom of the tool. Then you'll gently slide the twine off the tool and hold it together between your fingers. Now slowly pull the twine through the knot, gently working the loops together into a nice barrel knot. And don't worry, you can undo and retie a knot. Let's look at this again. You'll start at the center of the twine. You'll put the twine on top of the tool and roll around the tool until it makes an X. And then you continue for 2 more inner turns. And then you'll feed all the twine through the opening on the bottom of the tool. Then you'll gently slide the twine off the tool and hold it together between your fingers. Now slowly pull the twine through the knot, gently working the loops together into a nice barrel knot. So let's make our second knot. So again, we're going to start on twine on top of the tool. We're going to pull it over and make an X. And then we're going to continue for 2 more inner turns. We're going to feed the cord through the bottom and pull it through. And then we're going to gently slide the knot off of the tool, holding it tight. And you want it to be close to the other knot because it moves. And you pull both sides tight. And there you go. Practice by making a decade of 10 Hail Marys and 1 Our Father. You make the Our Father knot in the same way. You just add 1 or 2 more turns on it. You add a little space and you cross over and you add 2 more turns, and then I add 1 more. Put the cord through the hole. And you want to leave twice the space between the last Hail Mary knot and the decade. Here's a quick hint. Lie your decade next to a set of rosary beads. See if your spacing is similar to the chain rosary. If not, you can adjust the space between your knots. Now measure a 21-foot piece of twine for your first rosary. You can shorten this a bit after you make your first rosary and feel more comfortable with tying the knots. Find the middle of the cord and make your first Our Father knot. So you cross over once, 1, 2, and then you can add 1 or 2 more, whatever you like, turns around the tulle. And pull up the cord through the hole. Slide it gently off the tulle and slowly tighten on both sides. Then leave a little space and make your first Hail Mary knot. There you go. Then make one more decade, but no Our Father knot. Now you'll work towards the other end of the rosary, completing the 5 decades. Remember that there are no Our Father knots between the decades and the center knot. Line up your rosary and you'll find that one end is longer than the other, and that's what you want. Now we'll tie the center knot. Hold the center of the middle decade and bring the last Hail Mary knots on each end together. Using the tulle, wrap both pieces of twine around it, just like you did with the other knots. You can go around 2 or 3 times according to the size you want the center to be. Now feed both ends of the cord through the knot loops and tighten the center knot, keeping the Hail Marys parallel. Now make 1 Our Father and 3 Hail Mary knots. You're almost done. The final Our Father knot and a loop to attach the crucifix are made as a unit. This is done at one time. Make your 4 or 5 loop Our Father knot and slide it to the end of the tulle. Keep the loops loose but together. Feed a loop from the cord through the Our Father loops. And begin to adjust the knot and tighten it, leaving a 1-inch loop below the final Our Father knot. That's where you'll attach the crucifix using the jump ring. Open a jump ring using rosary pliers by turning it to the side and put the crucifix on it. I'm using this black plastic crucifix because this rosary will be donated to the troops. Attach the crucifix and jump ring to the loop in the twine and close the jump ring. Now finish off your rosary by cutting and melting the excess twine. So now you've made your first traditional knotted rosary. Congratulations! I hope you've enjoyed making your knotted cord rosary. Remember, you can order the twine and supplies you need from www.rosaryparts.com. God bless.